Hello folks, and a very warm welcome back to the farm. It has been such a beautiful morning. We're just coming out of, I think, about a week, or maybe even longer, of rain. And today finally starts the spell of sunshine that we've all been longing for, and it feels glorious. I wanted to start this episode by saying an enormous thank you to all of you for tuning into our enormous episode on Sunday. It was an episode unlike anything we've ever put out before, and we were really quite nervous to share it. Well, I was anyway. John doesn't get nervous, but your feedback was amazing, and we're so grateful to all of you for tuning in and for just being a part of this journey with us. We basically had an estate agent come and see the farm to help us understand what kind of value we might be adding to the property as we're doing all of these renovations, and to just check our numbers before we spend everything we have on a new big family home here on the farm. And it was just a really interesting process to go through. But to reassure all of you, we are not selling the farm. We have no intention of going anywhere, and we very much hope that this will be our forever home. But you never know what the future holds, so it's good to be future-proof, right? Anyway, in other news, we have also been away. We just got back about 4 days ago, and we have been away in Iceland, which was really, really cool. And it was my first time there. John's been a few times, but what a place. What an extraordinarily beautiful country. It was jolly cold, but we were treated to a whole week of epic sunshine, and we will be releasing a video all about the time we had there over on the Newbies Explore in about probably next week Friday, to give us a bit of time to edit it. So look out for that, and we're excited to share it with all of you. But since we've been away, so much has happened, and there's quite a lot of stuff that we actually filmed that we haven't included in a video yet, and I wanted to make sure that you were all up to date with where various projects are and where things are going before we dive into what's going to carry on today, which is getting back into that Stone House renovation, which is full steam ahead, and also to introduce you to a new arrival who you may have glimpsed in the intro of the video. But things are looking pretty exciting here on the farm. The first most important change since we've been away is just how incredible the land is looking and how much things have grown. We have literally got wildflowers everywhere, and it is so beautiful. It's my favourite time of year because it feels like everything just bursts to life around you. Look at it. There's just walls of yellow flowers all over the place. So we've been making sure that we're maintaining little pathways through all of it, but we're very much leaving it to kind of be as wild as possible so that there's heaps going on for the pollinators, and so that everything's got a chance to reseed for next year, and as natural as it can be in the bits that we're not kind of using for the gardens. We've got amazing amounts of wild foxgloves everywhere, which is so beautiful. Nobody panic about the kids and them eating them and stuff. We are very, very careful about all of that, but it is wonderful to have them around because they're so pretty. We've also now got some nice big fat plums, not ripe yet, but big fat plums laden on our plum trees, and little baby apples popping up on all of the apple trees. So we're looking forward to a nice bounty of fruit as the year progresses. And yeah, it's just looking so great. But I also wanted to show you up here what John's been up to on the lawn, because he's been really busy the last few days. We kind of took a few days just to reset and get the farm back under control, and get the house back under control, and get family life underway. And obviously settle in our new friend. But John has been very busy down here in the rain, the pouring rain, weeding his flower borders. And these flower borders are all looking so lovely and so kind of, I don't know, clean and beautiful, and lots of variety and lots of colour coming. So again, we're just looking forward to watching them kind of burst to life as the summer warmth comes. You can hear the tile cutter behind me. I'll take you up there in a second. Carlos is here today and helping out with finishing the tiling in the stone house, and so we're hoping that that's going to be done this week, and that will all be finished, which will be amazing. And John's got some work to do on the extension, but as I say, we'll get up there in just a second. This is currently my favourite seat on the farm, because I can sit here and watch our little great tits who are nesting in the nesting box outside, going in and out with all the food for their chicks, and I can actually at the moment hear the chicks inside the box. It is magical, and what a cool thing to be able to see from my desk. But the reason I came to the office was not to sit and watch the birds, although I would love it to be, but it is to say a massive thank you to the sponsor of today's episode, our long-term sponsors from Surfshark. Surfshark is a VPN, which is a virtual private network, and basically what it does is it acts like a mask and encrypts all of your data and information while you're surfing on the internet, and makes it impossible for anybody who might have kind of less than honourable intentions with your information makes it impossible for them to get hold of it. It also allows you to change your virtual location. Now, this is something that comes in handy, especially when we're traveling or just when we're living here in Portugal. We can change the virtual location of whatever device we're using to, say, the UK, to be able to access our favourite TV shows from the UK, or to be able to check out prices of different things like hotels, flights, or even different shops if we're looking for products that need to come from the UK. By changing our location, sometimes it can really affect the price, and we can make sure that we're getting the very, very best price depending on where we shop from. Surfshark are without question the best VPN on the market because you can have one subscription with unlimited devices connected to it. The best bit about Surfshark is it is super affordable, and by using the link in our description below and our special code, TheNewbys, you will get an extra 3 months for free. There's also a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's absolutely zero risk to giving it a go. Take your online security seriously, folks, and it's something that now that we use, we would never ever be without, and I couldn't recommend it enough. So hit that link and get yourselves set up. Lots of you also asked what on earth has happened to my pizza oven and where's that got to? Well, it's been on pause, obviously because I've been away those 2 weeks in Zimbabwe with my family, and then we got back and I was here for about 5 days before we went off again. So I haven't actually been around, but I very much plan to crack on with it. And I did a little bit before we went away, which I don't think we've shared yet. So I've got my front wall up. I've got enough stone from the pulling up of the Stone House kitchen floor to be able to finish the walls. So I'm hoping that I can get down here sometime this week or next when the sun is shining and get the walls up, and then be able to at least throw a cement worktop so that we've got a worktop to be able to use in the summer if I don't get around to the pizza oven just yet. I'm in no rush with this project. There's heaps of other more important priorities. I will get it done. I'm just not putting pressure on myself. But yeah, it's going really well. Anyway, the other really, really big thing that happened while we were away actually was that Mario, when Mario came to knock down the derelict house, he moved our beautiful stone table down to where we wanted to have it placed, which is down here by the lawn. Oh, it's tense. You can't take your shoes off. If the stonemason was here, he'd be able to know exactly where that midpoint was without even feeling it. He would just be able to see. It's that incredible. But Mario is a wizard with his digger. Loving the look of concentration. Okay, I'll help you fix it now.
I got it.
Oh, well done. I'll just tip it out.
And the other one?
Off it goes. To a new home, where hopefully it will sit for just as long. Rock. It's going to find its new home. While we were away in Iceland, he came with the stonemason to reset it into place, and it looks amazing. We're so happy with it and really excited for a summer spent right here. Isn't that just the most perfect spot for that table? It's worked out so nicely. We've got a bit of shade. It's lovely, we've got somewhere to sit now on the lawn, and Mario even included a brand new block for us as a little table, which we're going to try and seed with some moss and stuff so that it blends in a bit better. But yeah, mega, love it. So stone table in place. walking up towards the Hobbit house now. This little bit of path, you can see we need to tend to, because currently it's a bit of a fight to get through a sea of beautiful yellow flowers to get anyway. So this is the last bit of kind of flower border that John needs to weed and sort out. But we haven't got round to it yet because we don't want to cut these flowers while they're still here. So we'll leave it for a little bit, maybe another week or two. And then we will start cutting them back and opening this bit back up again, and digging back out all the things that we've planted in there. But aren't they just so lovely? I'm remembering last year, actually, I got such a beautiful shot of Crusoe this time of year, kind of standing in amongst these yellow flowers. And God, how much has he grown since then? These boys are just growing up so fast. Okay, the last bit of news I think I have before we go up to the Stone House and see how everybody's getting on is, well, it's sad news, I'm afraid. More sad news from the farm. Sadly, we have no longer got our guinea fowl. They didn't survive the first for a month on the farm. The first one we found just dead in the coop in the morning, and the second one escaped during the night, and John searched and searched and searched for her as dusk fell, but to no avail, and in the morning sadly found her no longer with us. So our guinea fowl are no longer with us, and we also lost Tadza, our first... Sorry, I'm just talking quietly now because Sawyer's asleep. Let me just get past him sleeping. But the last remaining bird from our first flock, Tadza. We're not quite sure what happened, but we have seen evidence of the most incredible wildlife on the farm. So although I'm super sad that Tadza's no longer with us, and that really does complete the fact that our first flock is gone, we have seen both fox and a genet on our Reolink cameras while we were away, which is amazing. And we've always wanted that this farm remains a haven for wildlife, and that wildlife is able to move freely across it. And obviously I don't want them eating my chickens, but I do want them around. So we're just stoked to have seen that, and stoked that we have got wildlife here, because that's just super cool. So all is not lost. I've also started planting things out into the veggie garden. We're a bit late this year, but more about that in the next video, I think. And we'll catch you up on how this is all looking and what we've put in the ground, and yeah, how it's all going. Okay, I think that's enough of me waffling on. Let's go and see John. Oh, he's calling us. Something exciting's happening. Let's go.
Just go and get Crusoe quickly because he likes frogs. We saw a really big one yesterday. He's coming now. Look at that. Well, we're going to have to make sure we don't bury him in the tiling work. Thanks, Carlos. That's very cool. Crusoe.
Very exciting.
Yeah. Check what Carlos has found.
What's he found?
Crusoe, check what Carlos has found.
Carlos has found.
Go and see what Carlos has found.
What am I looking at? Is it a frog? Sapo. Okay.
We nearly tiled it into the wall.
Oh, no shame. Oh, he doesn't want to come out.
What do you see, Crusoe?
Sapo.
Let Carlos try and get it out now, Crusoe. Let's see whether we can get him out. Have you got a bucket for him? Oh, he's stuck, isn't he? There, quick, Crusoe, get him.
Put him in the box. Well done, buddy.
Have you got him? There we go. What are you going to do? Cool.
Oh, so slippy in there. Look already.
Didn't we see the biggest one yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah, I nearly catched that one.
Yeah, it was huge.
Right, so I'm up at the Stone House extension, and as I mentioned earlier, you could hear Carlos and Alberto cutting the tiles because they are busy here. And there's been quite a lot of tiling that's gone on since we last filmed in this space, which we haven't included yet. So let me quickly fill you in. Basically, the stairs are tiled, just not grouted, and Carlos is just right now finishing off that bottom step, which John and Joao cut. So it needs a little bit of fiddling, and obviously that's where Crusoe's just found his frog. We've also just this morning laid the last tiles in the patio area, and it looks incredible. I'm so happy with them. Absolutely love it. And they also tiled and grouted in the extension itself. So we've got these beautiful hexagons, which is something that I think is going to become a big feature of most of the projects that we do around here, because I just love them. That honeycomb effect is really, really special. They still need to be sealed. Terracotta tiles need a whole load of kind of work done to them. So we haven't done all that yet, but they are grouted and they are in place, which is great. So plan for today is that the guys are going to continue these hexagons into the house. So we're going to have a landing of hexagons on the stairs, and John has done a lot of research to make sure that we can just tile straight onto the stairs, and has made sure he's got the right product.
Or the other option, darling, is to do the whole of this this one step here in the hexagonals. But if we do that, we might not have enough hexagonals for the bathroom.
I think I'd rather have hexagons in the bathroom. I think squares on the stairs is good.
See, Paul. See, Paul. Like this. So the plan right now is, whilst Carlos and Alberto crack on with doing some more tiling, we are actually tiling directly on top of old porcelain or ceramic tiles. I'm not sure whether they're porcelain or ceramic, but it doesn't matter. I've got a special cement glue that will stick the terracotta tiles onto those ceramics. So that's what we're using. It's going to save a whole bunch of mess and make life a lot easier.
And be so much quicker.
And so much quicker. So whilst Alberto and Carlos are fiddling around doing that, I hate tiling. Well, it's not that I hate tiling, it's just I enjoy these bits, these fancy bits over here, but you know, the putting it down is always just a little bit
tedious, I think.
Not fun for me. Yeah. So I'm going to go up in the bathroom. I've got this idea. Well, let's go up there and I'll show you what I mean.
Okay.
And then Tara and I will come back down. And our plan today, darling, is to put the rest of the walls up here.
Nice. God, it's a busy day.
It is a really busy day, yeah.
I love
days
it.
like today.
I like days like today as well.
Come on.
All right, in one more way.
Have you still got him?
Yeah.
Are you not going to let him go? You should go and put him in the bush.
Go let him see his family. What if he wants some breakfast? Huh? Right, let's go see the bathroom.
Some that.
Okay, Chris, I'd like you to let them go in a second, all right? Right.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
All right, let me just close that window.
I don't think I've actually been in here, you know that.
Okay, so currently we've got a water boiler right here. We've stripped out this bathroom completely. Eventually...
Okay, he's got breakfast. He's okay?
Yeah.
Okay, after this we're going to let him go though, all right?
So currently what we've got is we're going to have a shower that goes all the way across the back wall here. We're going to have a toilet with a cistern that fits inside this wall, so we've got to cut open the wall. The sink unit's going to be here. I'm going to have to build a cabinet for the sink to fit on, because when we priced it all up, that particular sink cabinet that we liked was about €800. We just can't move. We just can't, justify spending €800 on a
tiny sink
cabinet
in the guest house.
So we've got George. George is going to come and help us with the plumbing. Thank you, George.
We found a plumber.
Actually, his son works at the local shop, which is really cool. So anyway, I was talking with George about where we're going to put the boiler, because we don't want it here. One idea was to put it on the other side of the wall, out in the hall. That's one idea. There is another idea that I've been formulating in my head. We don't know what is below this floor right now, because there is no house below this floor, but there are walls that go down another 1.5 meters. So below this floor could be a completely empty void, which we could put a boiler inside instead of hanging it on the wall, which I quite like the idea of doing. Thanks, Carlos. Should we do it all again? But anyway, so my plan now is I'm just going to dig a hole in the floor.
Okay.
And hopefully I don't fall through it.
That would be bad.
Yeah, so and then we'll see what's underneath the floor. If there's a big hole, rock and roll. Let's put a boiler down there. So here's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting that we are currently on a mezzanine floor, a floor basically that's floating above a void of some sort. But I don't know how big that void is going to be or what's going to be down there. But that's kind of what I'm expecting. Who knows whether that's going to be the case, but we'll have a look. That's annoying. Okay, my chisels just dropped through. Yeah, it's a really big void. Okay, Carlos has just come in. We are sticking a tape measure down there. Let's have a look. Look. Now. Let's have a look. I think it's more than a meter.
Gosh.
That is showing, what is it? About 1.5 meters. 1 meter 40 centimeters. Very good. So,
John's just called Carlos in to show him something, and I can hear him umming and ahhing in the bathroom after a little bit of digging, so I want to know what's going on. What did you find?
aquí, pota.
Porta.
Aqui,
Mesmo porta.
pequeno pota.
Sì. De 70, 80...
70.
Sì.
Just measuring. This is very good news.
Is it? Is there a hole?
1.5 meter void underneath the bathroom.
Really?
So all of the piping for the entire bathroom can go under there. 65.
65. Non te lo faccio chiaro, so aperto.
Okay, so Carlos and I are just having a look at how big the door should be here. I'm really excited about this because it's going to be a massive space saver. It's also going to help George out really a lot. We won't have to cut as much into walls. We'll be able to get a drainage pipe in there underneath the floor without having to beat up the floor too much. So, 60.
60 plus fica só com 55.
Okay, 55.
Corta com 60.
See. So before we put the tiles down, we're going to cut into the wall and have a look. Of course, we're going to have to forge some sort of a lintel above to hold it up. Well, actually, we're not holding up that much. This wall right here. I'm going to build a door out of wood, so it doesn't matter quite how. I think 70, 80. Let's go 80. Hopefully. So just saying, this wall here, it's not a supporting wall. It's just very thin, 8 centimetre wide bricks on top of. Hang on, let's have a look. Where's the floor going to be? On top of a floor. So hopefully these blocks are resting on top of the floor that's been put inside there. Carlos, it needs to be lower. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Because what we want is we want it to be underneath the floor level here. We don't want it that high. It's got to come down. At least if we start lower, we can always go a little bit higher with it. I think we need to make sure that we're plenty low enough. I think we start at that height there and see. All the old stuff. That's a really big hole. I think we got more than we bargained for there. I might actually go to China. We got a big hole. Okay. That's what we got. That's a good space. Yeah, look at that huge space. There's the walls from the kitchen. And we can put all the drainage pipes, all of the pipe work underneath here. That's fab. Excellent news. Very good. Yeah, okay. Let's clean it up and we can carry on with the tiling. That is a great space to find. So there you go. Outside there, that's basically the terrace. Hang on. The new room. It used to be the terrace. Hang on. Let's have a look. Can we see? Can I focus on it? Not really. But anyway, you can sort of see some wooden bits there. That's the wall of the extension that we're building. We are tiling into the floor here. And that's the staircase. There's Carlos's feet. And this is the void underneath the bathroom that we're working on up there. You can see there's a lot of condensation inside here. That's not good. So we're going to want to do a couple of things. The first thing is we're going to need to get some air in here permanently so that if it gets damp from that rock or whatever, we can fix it. But the second thing is, this is where all the pipes are going to come down. So the toilet pipe will come down there now and run across here and out the building. The shower drainage system, that will also come out here and out the building as well, probably the same location. So we've got a really good opportunity here to basically hide all of the pipes without digging into walls. The other cool thing is, you know, as suspected, we have been building, this entire house has been built on one big granite rock. I'm intrigued to know what that used to be. Here we've got some sort of rocks that goes through to the kitchen, so maybe there was originally something going on in here, but I don't see what. Anyway, there's my chisel from the drill that I lost earlier. We've got some rotten wood, no dead bodies. Just a frustrating amount of condensation in there. That's not good. Hopefully we can dry it and put some air holes in there so that we get some permanent movement of air in here. But that's very good news. All right, clean up, get some tiles down. Brilliant.
That space is massive.
It is massive.
How can we use it?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe a cupboard?
Can it be the boys' bedroom?
What are you talking about? More interesting was that there's some sort of I think this stone here is removable
Okay.
to the other side, so I don't know.
I was thinking yesterday that we could take all this render off, and I wondered if behind the white render, if there's like a more, like lots of little stones, you know, like that more traditional finish, rather than this big splodges of white concrete. Not a necessary job, and we've got enough going on without having to try and be uber creative. But it was just a thought that crossed my mind.
Let's just leave it crossing your mind and then exiting.
You bring out the best in me. By your side, I'll forever be. With a great big smile as big as the big blue ocean tide.